How is it that the West and the Western countries seem to wrap ourselves up in morality judgments and morality claims? I'm not really interested in where they come from to a large degree. I mean, obviously, Christianity, Kant, or whatever. Bunch of stuff no one cares about. And since this is a Taoist channel, I think we have to talk about Taoist morality. I think to say Taoism would be immoral would also be wrong. But Taoism is a bit more pragmatic in its face than a lot of other fades at least claim to be. Other fades have rigid rules and stuff. But Taoism has more of like guardrails and tidbits of wisdom to like keep you on the rails, so to speak. Maybe my interpretation's wrong, but it doesn't say being an executioner is wrong. It just says that most people probably can't handle the role, which I think is true. I think most people wouldn't be able to handle the role from a carrying out the execution standpoint, nor rather, the standpoint of deciding who should be executed. You see, and that's kind of where the pragmatism comes in. We don't really who's qualified. And without getting too wrapped up, it's important to remember that pragmatism doesn't mean violence, anger, anything of the sort. Pragmatism just means what works organically. Because seriously, I think, especially if you're diving into any faith system or just even any cosmology, you should probably take the ideas to their extremes. So, like, at least in my interpretation of Taoism, you'd be able to defend your country, you'd be able to enforce laws, you'd be able to do a whole host of activities. Like, you just think back to Chinese history and Mongolia. I mean, I feel like the good Christian response to the Mongolian invasions would be to turn the other cheek. But I feel like the Taoist one would really be to try to come to an amicable understanding with them, which obviously, how do you do that with people just burning down your cities? Come on. But ultimately, you'd be able to defend your valley paradise. I mean, this is crazy. I just think it's funny, because at least from what we see in Chinese media and everything, it doesn't seem like morality politics is a huge factor over there. Yeah, I know you're going to go, the social credit system, blah, 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 blah. That's not really morals. I mean, that's literally just pragmatism. How well do you comply socially? I mean, that doesn't imply anything morally. It just implies social order. Which, if you know anything about China likes to be whole again. China's fractured a lot. Especially after the century of humiliation. China needed something to bounce back. And that's why to us, the, more Western crowd, that's, obviously has the tinge of communism is not good and amoral. So, like, to us, we see the Chinese adopt communism. And to me, it's just always made sense because of how the Yellow River Basin has made life livable over there. And usually they, have huge centralized governments. And so Taoism itself comes out of the same kind of fractured milieu of a broken China. The Tao Te Ching, is seen as anarchistic, which, obviously there's veins of anarchism in it, but there's larger veins of hierarchy that leaves people alone. And I think that's more important. And that's the pragmatist view. Instead of having a large central state that's always involved in every decision we all make, how about you defer a little bit to those small communities and let them decide a little bit for themselves? There's obviously ebbs and flows. And obviously we're not in 600 BC ancient China anymore, are we? China's not even in ancient China anymore, are they? They have flying cars. No, not flying, but pretty soon. I mean, we'll see them soon. Like, at least for some rich people. I'm not about to get a flying car. You're not about to get one. Somebody's about to get one. Anyway, guys, remember to keep your pragmatism healthy and in the guardrails. Okay? Be safe and say Be safe and stay healthy out there, everybody. I look forward to hearing from you next time. Let me know in the comments what you thought. See ya.